Before we get into today's show, we've been on a bit of a hiatus for NFL Daily Live because it's been the quiet part of the year. NBA's taken priority here at Chat Sports. Should we bring back the live NFL daily shows? Y for yes, N for no. Go vote in the comments, and we'll listen to you in today's show. Coming up on today's NFL Daily, one hidden gem for each NFL team in consultation with all the different Chat Sports hosts here for the variety of teams, almost all of them, that we cover. Rookies are eligible. I'm trying to pick lesser names for the most part. Some of the names you'll probably recognize as a diehard. If you love our draft coverage, you'll recognize probably all of them because most of them were drafted. But we'll have some fun and try to give some love to some under-the-radar players, so to speak. We'll begin by division with the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East. And this was one of my favorite draft crushes in last year's draft. That is Malik Washington with the Miami Dolphins. I think his skill set fits incredibly well for what Mike McDaniel wants to do. He got a little bit of playing time last year. 26 catches, 223 yards, nothing earth-shattering, nothing eye-popping. I know they brought in Nick Westbrook-Akina. I could see Malik Washington emerging, though, as the number 3 receiver. And maybe without Jonnu Smith, and we'll see what impact Darren Waller ends up having, more targets could go his way. The Jets, not the starter, Breece Hall, not the promising second-year player in Braylon Allen, the other promising second-year player in Isaiah Davis. It's a very small sample size, but the times that Davis did get to have the football, the 30 carries he had, he was actually very productive, almost 6 yards a carry. You can take away the best run or two, and that number drops a little bit there. I suspect the Jets will be a run-heavy team and a heavy committee. Don't sleep on Isaiah Davis as an option in that backfield. The Patriots, again, this is kind of the first, is he really a hidden gem? I don't know. I love Marcus Jones. I love everything about his game. I think he could be a three-way player if Patriots ever gave him a chance. He can do returns, he can do corner, he can do some receiver stuff. I think he is among the more underrated, undervalued corners in the NFL. So probably the first, is that really a hidden gem, Tom? But it's fine. Let's have some fun with it. We'll stay in the secondary for the Buffalo Bills, Dorian Strong. Obviously, correctly, more attention paid to the first-round pick, Maxwell Hairston. I liked Strong's game quite a bit coming out of Virginia Tech. He was just a sixth-round pick, so this is a day 3 option. The last time the Bills really gave a bunch of playing time to a sixth-round pick corner was Christian Benford, and that worked out super well. So there's no guarantee he makes the roster, but I think there is untapped ability and a good fit in Buffalo. NFC South time. There's no real rhyme or reason for the ordering. It's just how I felt like doing them in the script. Brandon Dorlus. This is another pre-draft crush of mine out of Oregon. The Falcons really overhauled their kind of front 4/front 5 with what they're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. Dorlus' size, though. He's 6'3", 290. I think he fits best as more of a 3-technique type. Zach Harrison is kind of going to be that same type of player. I think Dorlus could end up emerging in that role. Rukaroro didn't play a lot. Neither did Dorlus. See what Morgan Fox does. I think he's an untapped piece for the Falcons on defense. It's much bigger than the Jalen Walker-James Pierce combo. I let my boy Trace pick this one for the Saints. That's Bub Means. God love Trace. He's all in on every player at every opportunity. Means only caught 9 passes in 7 games last year. Trace seems to be convinced he's going to play a much bigger role. I think he will play a much bigger role. And, for some of these work as hidden fantasy sleepers. Somebody has to be a secondary pass-catching option beyond Chris Olave and his concussion history. Rashid Shaheed coming off the injury, but is a burner. Brandon Cooks is older. Bub Means is probably receiver 4 at best right now, but there's a chance he could do more than that this year for the Saints. Let's go to Tampa. And he didn't play a lot early on in the season. Travache Dennis, the former draft pick out of Pitt, I think has a real chance to be the number 2. I think will be the number 2 linebacker. By the great job doing the creamsicle jersey there, Reed. I love it. 22 tackles and only 4 games played. Levante David is obviously the best linebacker, and I think still one of the most underrated players in football. Dennis, as a former 5th-round pick, is primed for – this works well as a breakout player too, but as a 5th-rounder, I don't think there's a ton of big-time buzz around him either, especially if you're outside of the Tampa area. This one is for all my cokeheads out there. Jalen Coker. What else was I going to do, right? The Panthers wide receiver who he played a decent amount. I don't know what his role is going to be this year, but I think you can make a real argument that the undrafted free agent last year did indeed outplay Xavier Legette last season. Adam Thielen is not going to be there forever. McMillan and Legette are big bodies. Coker's a big body. He'll get a chance. We'll see if Legette can take the step forward, but that's certainly one to monitor. All right, Ruben Hyppolite, the surprise fourth-round pick for the Bears this past season. Very much sounds like talking Harrison Graham. There's been some positive buzz. I am curious how he fares. There's definitely good athletic traits. He's probably going to be a best linebacker 3 this year. He's a bit undersized, but he's got a good frame, kind of that short, stocky version. This one always gives me pause. It's like, oh, yeah, the guy that was overdrafted looks great. Is that because you want him to look great or because he actually does look great? All right, pinned comment today. Shout out your team and name a hidden gem. So kind of a two-part ask here. Could be a bit challenging. Let me know your favorite team and who you think fits the mold of the hidden gem. The Vikings, Theo Jackson, he is primed for a bigger role after the departure of Cam Bynum. Harrison Smith is one starter. Josh Metellus is going to be involved. But I think Theo Jackson could be a part as well. This is a former Tennessee Titan, by the way, who went to Tennessee as well. So both a Volunteer and a Titan. Had an interception last year, under the radar name. I'll be nice to Joey Peterson, who picked our Packers one. I think Javon Bullard is not a hidden gem. But I was committed to letting the hosts have input on this one. I think Bullard, the hidden gem, is more of like maybe he's a potential hidden superstar. The production last year for the very talented nickelback could do some safety stuff for you, but Evan Williams did safety stuff too. He was good. Now that the interceptions weren't there, but as a run stopper, he was quite impactful last year for the Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions, Christian Mahogany. There is a great Anchorman joke there if you want to make it. Didn't play a lot last year. Only 4 games played. But after the retirement of Frank Ragnow, even after drafting 2 guards this past year at Tate Ratledge and Miles Frazier, and Graham Glasgow being very old, I would not be surprised if Mahogany gets a chance to start. I liked him coming out of Boston College, so I should have gone before the 6th round. Lions have a good eye for offensive line talent, too. I think the NFC North is the best division in football this year. Anyone else? I'm not going NFC East. The Giants aren't good. Sorry, I know you're an Eagles guy, Reed. I go with the NFC North. Who do you think wins it? B for the Bears, P for the Packers, V for the Vikings, L for the Detroit Lions. I think all 4 of those teams, fair or not, maybe for 1 or 2 of them, harbor division championship hopes. Let's go to the Raiders, DJ Glaze. There's also a glazing joke you can make here on today's show. Going to be the starter again at the right tackle spot. I think some offensive changes might benefit him. He played a lot, but the Raiders weren't good. Sorry, Mitch. He wasn't overly impressive, but there's size and traits to be an intriguing piece as a linchpin along that offensive line. And I wanted to get a few offensive linemen here because the big boys up front matter, right? All right, Raiders got DJ Glaze. Broncos, Devon Vele, the very old receiver out of Utah. He's going to turn 28 this year entering year 2, which is kind of crazy. But he was productive, especially for a 7th-round pick. If you get almost 500 yards out of a 7th-round pick in year 1, that's a win. I am curious how the other additions to the Denver Broncos receiving room, in particular, like how does Pat Bryant fit in? What does that mean for Vele? But for a guy that nobody really knew going into the draft and was productive last year, I think he fits the mold. The Chiefs took Jaden Hicks in the 4th round a year ago, and that was why did you let the Chiefs get the best guy on the board? Didn't play a lot last year. When he did, it was impactful. Tackles for loss, pass breakups, interceptions. Chiefs kind of shuffling out some pieces in that secondary. As a box safety, I think you will see a big-time boost in the production out of Jaden Hicks this year. The Chargers, and I'm sure there will be some Chargers fans who say, that's not a hidden gem. I don't think the casual football fan knows how good Tarheeb Still actually was last year for the LA Chargers. He had 4 interceptions as a 5th-round pick. He had 10 pass breakups out of TFL. He and Cam Hart as young players were actually pretty good. So the Maryland product, I was quite impressed by last year. So this is one of those, like, he might not really be hidden yet, but I still want to give him some love because I don't think anybody else really is. I'll go deeper cut for a bigger team and my team. That's Cowboys tight end Brevin Spanford. He didn't do much of anything. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer has already claimed Spanford's taken the leap. You're just going to see it in training camp. He's huge. He's 6'7", 270, is a pretty solid run blocker. There was a point in 2022 for Minnesota. It looked like, hey, he's going to be a huge part of that team. He could be a top 100 pick. He had the drops in 2023. It was all kinds of bad. There is a chance that he beats out second-round pick Luke Schoonmaker for the tight end 2 role in Dallas this upcoming season. I did this one for Marshall Green, just for him. Jalen Hyatt, that third-round pick, not exactly hidden. His production has been hidden outside of the occasional big play. I think the addition of Russell Wilson and really Jackson Dart, who can throw the deep ball pretty well too, I think that fits what Jalen Hyatt does so much better. He was better in 2023, and that's because Daniel Jones, he can't throw a deep ball. He can't. He struggles with it. All Russell Wilson can kind of do is chuck deep balls downfield. So the fast vertical threat fits pretty well with him. He's never going to be Malik Neighbors. He's not even Darius Slayton. He's not Juwan Robinson. He's the 4, but that role-specific 4 could have some flashes. Hot take alert. I would not be surprised. Maybe it's only the back half of the year for him, but I would not be surprised if Moro Ojomo, the later round pick out of Texas, puts up not that dissimilar numbers from Milton Williams. I think with the talent surrounding him and the ability for Ojomo, we're going to look back in November and go, how did the Eagles do it again along the defense line? I think he is going to be a huge under-the-radar piece for that front, and they're not going to miss Milton Williams as much because of his presence. Jalen Lane from the Commanders. I'll let Jack Sperry pick this one. Sperry claims he will be one of the league's best punt returners day one. I actually don't necessarily disagree with that one. The production of Virginia Tech was not very good, 466 yards. I think there is some gadgety stuff you can do. There's really good athletic ability. We'll see what happens with Terry McLaurin. Maybe there's a chance he's got to get pushed more into playing time, but I think Lane's got good role, special team-specific juice. If you want more of this type of NFL coverage, hit that sub button. We got free videos for you each and every single day. NBA, NFL, even did some MLB draft. Shout out, Jack. A lot of rave for that one. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. Go to Tez Walker, the Ravens wide receiver, who is a little bit buried, at least for now, on the depth chart. Maybe the Rashad Bateman retention limits his upside there. He didn't do anything last year. Sometimes the lack of stats is a good graphic to showcase just what it was. He did score a touchdown when he caught the ball. So every pass he's caught has been a touchdown. So you should probably throw 2 more. North Carolina product, 4th-round pick. There's a lot of kind of day 3 picks in this bucket for the Ravens. Tylan Wallace, LeJonte Wester out of Colorado. I would not sleep on Tez Walker, though, as a 4th option. And if injuries happen, becomes the 3. Let's go to the Bengals. Cedric Johnson, the defensive end. There is still the chaotic uncertainty with Shamar Stewart. The A&M practice stuff was, shocker, overblown because some people in the college world don't understand how that works, but NFL people do. It is what it is. Hendrickson's future is uncertain. Miles Murphy has been extremely quiet. Joseph Asai has been a disappointment. Cedric Johnson played very well in the 2024 preseason. Only had 9 games, a TFL, and a sack for the Bengals this past year. There is the opportunity for him to get more playing time if he can show what he's able to do. Jack Sperry for the Steelers is all aboard the Calvin Austin III hype train. Confident that he thinks he's going to be Darnell Mooney 2.0. We'll see. I would actually question how much Calvin Austin fits the current version of Aaron Rodgers, but there is room for somebody else up in the wide receiver in Pittsburgh. It's got to be somebody. It's DK Metcalf and a bunch of unknowns. Is it Roman Wilson? Is it Scotty Miller? You're going to have Ben Skoranek blocking a bunch? You're going to go 3 tight end packages? Like, Robert Woods is not Bobby Trees anymore? Like, it's, got some issues. The Lorax has to save him. I don't know. Maybe Calvin Austin can be that piece. To Cleveland, Isaiah McGuire. This also, I think, fits pretty well as like a sneaky good breakout candidate. Myles Garrett's going to get all the attention in the world. McGuire didn't play a ton last year. He did play a little bit. 8 TFLs, good run stopper, 4th-round pick. We'll see if Joe Tryon-Shoyinka can do anything as a former first-rounder. I'm not out on the Alex Wright train yet, but I think McGuire's in line to be the number 2 defensive end for Cleveland. Brevin Jordan. Dalton Schultz is obviously tight end 1 in Houston. I think Jordan is being a little bit slept on. So I did like this pick from Jeremy Jugs, our Texans host here. Cade Stover was a 4th-round pick. Jordan was back in 2021, but when he's been healthy, he's shown some flashes kind of on that roster bubble. But like if he can stay healthy and make an impact, there's a little bit more athletic juice for him than some of the other tight ends on that team. Let's go to LaQuint Allen, the other draft pick in the backfield for Jacksonville. I don't think anyone is sleeping on Bashal Tutin right now. There's not even a guarantee he makes the roster. If he does, he can carve out a 3rd down role. He is an awesome pass protector, and he can catch passes. And that type of stuff does get you on the field. Jalen Carlisle's for the Colts, I should say. They let EJ Speed walk. And this is a huge reason why they let Speed walk. As a 5th-round pick back in 2024, played a little bit, 36 tackles, 2 TFLs. The Colts didn't really add anybody at linebacker. Like they were just like, this is fine. They have Zaire Franklin, obviously. They signed Joe Bocci to be the 5th linebacker and be a core special teamer. I think Jones going to have a big-time role for them as the number 2 backer on this team. I feel like Titans would be mad if I didn't put Xavier Restrepo on here. Like I would have been on their bad side. It's Cam Ward's favorite target. How can you not put him on there? He was one of the most notable undrafted free agents because he is your archetypal slot receiver who's like way quicker than he is fast because he's slow. But he's productive and he knows the offense. And you look at what the Titans have in the wide receiver. And you go, okay, obviously Calvin Ridley, cool. Tyler Lockett spent 2 draft picks on LK O'Manor, who I like a lot, by the way, and I almost put on here. Shimray DK, Van Jefferson. There's a chance they just cut Traylon Burks. Like there's a possibility as a pure slot, Restrepo finds his way onto the team. You can just go with your favorite teams, UDFA here if you want, but who is that? Who is your favorite undrafted free agent this year? Let's go to another day 3 pick at linebacker, Cody Simon out of Ohio State for the Arizona Cardinals. I look at what the Cardinals have in that linebacker room right now, and I go, I think there's a chance that Cody Simon can just take jobs immediately. A 4th-round pick. Opo was a 5th-round pick last year. Signed Michael Walker, whatever. Then it's Akeem Davis-Gaither, who was a special teamer in Cincinnati, and Mac Wilson. Simon could play a huge role early for Arizona. The 49ers, Jacob Cowing, you're hoping for Tank Dell 2.0, but hey, it turns out that offensive system could probably use a player in that mold. Cowing didn't do much last year, but Brandon Ayuk is recovering from injury. Ricky Pearsall's been nicked up again. Jawan Jennings wants to get paid or get traded. There's no more Debo. So those Debo kind of gadgety plays that they use so much are still available. The 5'8", 171 receiver could be the beneficiary of those targets and handoffs maybe being gone. Quinton Lake, I do feel a little bad that I picked maybe some more bigger names for both of the LA teams, but there have been a lot of bemoaning, the talent in the Rams cornerback room is not very good. And I'm like, I thought Quinton Lake showed some nice things for you. Especially that nickelback spot. Tackles are a bit high, but he was a good run defender. And that stuff I think actually matters more than some previous years where I kind of need to have my nickel corner be able to stop the run. Finally, last but not least, I think Seahawks fans will love this one. Jake Bobo, the wide receiver. Everyone loves them some Bobo, even if the production isn't always there on a consistent basis, but he feels like once a month he just makes some awesome play. It's see, that's why you got to get the ball more to Jake Bobo, ignore the athletic testing, et cetera, et cetera. Seattle overhauled their wide receiver room. Obviously, Jackson with the Jigbo's going to be the main guy. Marquez Valdes-Scantling is the speedster. If Cooper Kupp can't stay healthy, I just plug Jake Bobo in that role. So I think that's actually kind of a very fun option there for one hidden gem for all 32 NFL teams.